You have been working for 20 years in area of passive housing.
Yeah.
What have you reached so far?
Yeah. So up to now, the city of Frankfurt am Main has reached that we have more than 1,000 dwellings, 2 schools, many kindergartens constructed as a passive house. So we can say Frankfurt is the European capital city of passive houses. But this success has also a kind of history. We started rather slowly, first with one single family house, but later there have been very important decisions. The city decided that new buildings of the city, kindergartens and schools, have to be constructed as a passive house. And also our city residential housing company has decided only to build passive house in the new buildings.
What have been the most big obstacles on the way to get there?
We're going back 10, 15 years back. We had a good possibility that Dr. Feist has invented the passive house. And then we have given him and other architects a possibility to realize this. And it was important that in the first buildings there are also some errors. And it's important to say the first passive house will not be perfect, but you have to look on the problems and to learn and make it step by step better.
You have been dealing with this issue for 20 years. So what are your recommendations for us to get there faster than you have been done?
Yeah. You are here, you can take all the informations we have, but first to say start slowly. Make one, maybe not too big project. Invite planners and architects to have a kind of competition who will construct the best passive house with a good architecture. So we say good architecture and passive house are not contradictions. Maybe a first project where many people work together and learn together. As in Germany there was only one first, say, experimental type of building, but afterwards many people know what to do, know what not to do. And then to create an association of interested people, association of passive house architects. I have been in France, I have been in Spain, in Barcelona. There are new created associations. So create a framework, create a place where people can meet and people can exchange experiences and start with one project where they can find out new experiences.
As here we see that the passive house is not only the private house, it's by project it's getting bigger and bigger. Here we're talking about the kindergarten.
Yeah.
What is good in kindergarten to be a passive house?
Yeah. So to say passive house is good anyway, because passive house, to remind you, is low heating demand, means low heating cost, and with a good ventilation system, with heat recovery, is a good comfort. That is very important to have a good living quality in a school or in a kindergarten with low energy costs. The same is in private houses. To say we as a city, Frankfurt, we are member of the Climate Alliance, dedicated for climate protection, dedicated for reduction of CO2 emissions. And the low energy house is in general a very central element of our energy policy. So it comes together the protection of the climate of the world with a good climate inside of the building.
But is this nowadays technology in that point that one thing we can build a low energy house, but the cost of the building and the materials themselves which are used here, if we combine these things, is this efficiency still there?
When one has to go back 20 years, the first experimental passive house in Darmstadt next to Frankfurt has double cost. Now we are talking about a maximum of 5 or 10% additional costs of construction cost, and even this higher cost, they are economical compared to the saving of the heat cost. In 15 or 20 years at least, you have got the payback of this higher cost. And for you in Estonia and other European countries, you have the advantage that now in Germany, in Poland, in Czech Republic, in Netherlands, the components of, for say, triple glazing and special framing of the window, you have a good competition to get a good price and to have not twice as much cost, but to say for the first house maybe 5 or 10% higher cost. And this is the opportunity that you can jump on the train of passive houses.